What if the birth of one creature could alter the fate of gods and demons alike? Out of the boundless cosmos emerged a cosmic egg, and from that egg hatched Garuda, a majestic eagle-like being whose destiny was to rule the skies as the king of all birds. His feathers shimmered like molten gold, his wings stretched across the heavens, and his strength rivaled that of the gods. But Garuda was no ordinary being. Born to the sage Kashyapa and his wife Vinata, his destiny was tied to something far greater than himself. Even before his wings could fully unfold, Garuda was met with a cruel truth. His beloved mother, Vinata, was held captive by her jealous sister Kadru and the formidable Naga race, serpent-like beings of immense power. To win her freedom, Garuda would need more than just his strength. His path was fraught with peril, and the stakes were unimaginably high. The Nagas demanded the impossible, Amrita, the nectar of immortality, which was guarded by the gods themselves. This was no simple rescue. It was a quest that would test Garuda's limits. The stage was set for one of the most iconic battles in Hindu mythology. Would Garuda's heart and courage carry him through, or would the weight of his mission prove too much to bear? The skies were watching, and his legend was only just beginning. Garuda's heart was burdened with the weight of his mother's suffering. Vinata, bound in chains by Kadru and the Serpentine Nagas, could only be freed through a dangerous bargain. The Nagas demanded the nectar of immortality, Amrita, a sacred substance hidden deep in the heavens, fiercely guarded by the gods. The task seemed impossible, but Garuda, with love for his mother burning in his chest, agreed to the challenge. His wings, vast and powerful, stretched as he took flight, soaring into the unknown, determined to outwit the gods and claim the nectar. But the journey was far from easy. The skies held secrets and dangers that even Garuda's immense strength could not foresee. Ancient forces stirred in his path, each one more daunting than the last. Betrayals lurked in the shadows, and every moment brought him closer to a perilous choice: risk everything to save his mother or abandon the quest in defeat. His wings beat against the winds of destiny, each stroke pushing him further into a world where gods and demons clashed. Would Garuda emerge victorious, or would his love for his mother drive him into ruin? The answer hung in the balance, just as fragile as the freedom he sought for his mother. As Garuda readied himself for his ascent to the heavens, the first challenge he faced was the formidable Naga race. These serpent-like beings, children of Kadru, were as cunning as they were lethal, their sinuous coils capable of strangling even the most powerful warriors. But Garuda, undaunted by their reputation, roared into battle like a storm unleashed. His talons tore through the air, his mighty wings casting shadows across the land. The clash of scales and feathers filled the sky, a battle like no other. The Nagas, swift and deadly, struck from every angle, but they were no match for Garuda's sheer power. His wings blocked out the sun, and his beak struck like lightning, swift and unstoppable. One by one, the Nagas crumbled under his might, their once menacing forms now defeated. Yet this was only the beginning. The victory over the Nagas brought no rest, for Garuda's true quest lay ahead. His gaze turned skyward toward the heavens where the sacred Amrita, the nectar of immortality, awaited. But the nectar was fiercely guarded by the gods themselves, beings as powerful as they were wise. Would Garuda's unmatched strength be enough to overcome the divine forces that stood between him and his mother's freedom? His journey was far from over, and the greatest challenges still lay ahead. Garuda's daring quest to steal the Amrita led him straight into the heart of the god's domain, where the nectar of immortality lay fiercely guarded. But Garuda wasn't just any creature. His strength was legendary, his determination unbreakable, driven by his love for his mother. So, with wings spread wide and resolve firm, he soared toward his goal. The gods themselves watched in astonishment as Garuda flew past challenges that would have crushed others. Yet, with each flap of his wings, the burden of his mission grew heavier. The Amrita, glowing with divine promise, was almost within reach, but doubt began to creep in. If the nectar fell into the wrong hands, it could unleash untold chaos. Could Garuda truly trust the Nagas to release his mother as they had promised? Or had this entire quest been a trap, luring him into betrayal? As Garuda hovered at the brink of success, he realized that this mission wasn't just about brute strength. It was about wisdom, knowing when to act and when to question. In that fleeting moment, Garuda understood that the decisions he made would shape the fate of the gods, the Nagas, and most importantly, his mother. What he chose next would tip the balance of power in the heavens and the earth. Garuda's journey toward the sacred nectar was far from secret. As he approached the realm of the gods, his immense strength and unmatched determination drew the attention of Indra, king of the heavens. The gods knew this was no ordinary creature. Garuda's might was formidable, his power capable of shaking even the divine. Alarmed by the looming threat, Indra descended from the heavens, ready to confront the mighty bird. What followed was a clash of epic proportions. Garuda's wings beat with the force of a storm, his speed and strength rivaling even the mightiest of the gods. Thunder roared across the skies, and the earth trembled beneath the fierce battle. Indra unleashed the full force of his divine power, but Garuda was relentless. With his mother's freedom fueling his every move, he fought with precision and cunning. The battle raged on, but Garuda, driven by love and loyalty, outmaneuvered Indra in a breathtaking display of strategy and skill. In one final swift motion, he grasped the Amrita, the nectar of immortality, within his talons. But in that triumphant moment, Garuda's true nature shone. Despite his victory, he did not hoard the nectar for himself. In a gesture that would cement his legacy, he returned the Amrita to the gods, proving that his quest had never been about power. It was about honor, loyalty, and love. With the Amrita clasped tightly in his talons, Garuda soared through the skies, his heart set on one goal, his mother's freedom. The Nagas, however, had their own plans. They hadn't expected Garuda's sharp wit and were already scheming, eager to deceive him and claim the nectar of immortality for themselves. Their treachery, however, was no match for Garuda's wisdom. As he approached, the mighty bird saw through their deceitful intentions. His keen eyes flashed with determination, and in a single calculated move, Garuda placed the Amrita just beyond the Naga's reach, keeping it safely out of their grasp. Before the serpents could even react, Garuda broke the chains that bound his mother, Vinata, freeing her from their cruel bondage. The Nagas, desperate, lunged for the nectar, but it was too late. The gods, swift and vigilant, reclaimed the sacred Amrita, leaving the serpents empty-handed and defeated. In that moment, Garuda's victory was sealed. He had not only outmaneuvered his enemies, but also upheld his unbreakable loyalty to his mother. His triumph wasn't just over the Nagas, it was the culmination of his strength, intelligence, and unyielding devotion. The world would remember this day, for Garuda had become a living symbol of justice, forever soaring as the king of birds. Garuda's triumph over the Nagas and his noble act of returning the Amrita without taking it for himself secured his place among the gods. His unyielding devotion to his mother and courage in the face of impossible challenges made him a figure of immense reverence in Hindu mythology. Elevated to a divine role, Garuda became the trusted mount of Lord Vishnu, soaring across the heavens, carrying the god of preservation with grace and strength. But Garuda's story didn't end there. His battles with the Nagas, fierce and unrelenting, continued to echo through time, each one adding to his legendary status. Garuda became more than a hero. He was a protector, a symbol of vigilance and justice. His name became synonymous with strength and loyalty, and his wings, stretching across the skies, represented a guardian ever watchful, ready to shield the vulnerable from harm. From above, Garuda's presence was felt everywhere, his shadow offering reassurance to those below. The king of birds, once born of a cosmic egg, had become a beacon of power and grace, a force of nature in his own right. And even as time passed, his legend only grew, the majestic eagle, whose name would forever be tied to the gods and the balance of the universe. Garuda's rise from a cosmic egg to the revered king of birds is a story woven with battles, betrayal, and ultimate triumph. Born with wings that spanned the heavens and strength unmatched, Garuda's path was never easy. His journey began with a single burning mission: to free his mother from the cruel bondage of the Nagas. With each beat of his mighty wings, Garuda soared through dangers, outwitted enemies, and faced gods themselves, all for the love of his mother. It wasn't just his power that set him apart, but his heart, his fierce loyalty and unwavering determination. Through battles with the serpentine Nagas and a daring quest to claim the nectar of immortality, Garuda's legend took flight. He was not just a force of nature. He was a symbol of devotion, a creature who would stop at nothing to protect those he loved. Even after the gods marveled at his strength and made him the mount of Lord Vishnu, Garuda's flight never ceased. His story, etched in the skies, speaks of resilience, courage, and sacrifice. Now, as his wings continue to stretch across time, Garuda watches over the world, a silent guardian. His legend remains immortal, a reminder that true greatness is born from both strength and love. Garuda, the indomitable king of birds, will forever soar, his story inspiring gods and mortals alike.